should do like a young intro.
Sure.
I don't know what to say.
Oh yeah, wait a minute. Give me direction. You're the Gen Z in the room.
I don't know.
Does one really need to? You have to do like a thing that's like a trademark thing.
No, trademark thing. I don't know. This is just like a 303. What is it?
You know what? Let's do it, and then we'll figure out what it is afterwards. Yeah. Cool. So yeah. So this thing. How old are you?
I am 25.
This is probably as old as you. No, this is older, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
But the TB came out first, then.
Yeah, so the story is, maybe you know more about this, or maybe not. I've never like researched it, but I understand from hearsay that the TB303 came out probably late 70s, early 80s, probably early 80s. And it was, like I think all the Roland stuff then was not too hot.
Yeah.
It was like...
It was for bands at the time.
Yeah, it was meant to be for bands like the other stuff that was around, but those small machines, they just had like a cheap sound for bands and people. It was like meant to be an accompaniment, so like you don't have a bass player, you can't afford a bass player or whatever, then you program this machine to do the bass for you. But it was like not good at that. It just sounded weird and cheap.
And like people didn't know how to use it now.
It was really complicated to use. I mean, it is really complicated to use. And so it was just a failure, you know. And I think the drum machines also, they were okay, but like the Lynn drums that were around were like had much heavier drum sounds for like rock, or it was probably mainly rock. Because also it was the 80s where they kind of disco was out and really rock and roll, macho time.
Yeah, I thought rock was like more 70s than the 80s.
No, rock was huge in the States in the 80s. I mean, just shit rock, like this kind of hair metal.
Okay.
And metal.
And in the 90s it was like more punk.
90s was grungy. No, punk did exist in the 80s as well. Actually, that's where it also started. But it kind of was very much on the fringes. I think it maybe had spikes of popularity. It was also seen as kind of a sideshow, you know, something. Okay. But what was really massive in the States, and it actually was a part of a reaction to disco. This is actually part of the story about the 303 and everything. So disco was the sound, and it, like most things, it came from like predominantly, I think, like queer nightclubs, or what you would call queer now back then, from the Latina community, and it was very percussive and groove, and then it got cheesier and cheesier and became what we remember, what you might think of it now as this like Bee Gees stuff, and but there was a lot of it, and it was also like very freeing music, you know. It was like people go to disco to dance, whether you're a guy or a girl or whatever. And the sort of macho energy of rock and roll, taking its cue from the 70s, was like disco sucks and we need to kill disco. And they took it to such a degree that they had disco bonfire burning, like, you know, like Nazis burning books, actually burning Donna Summer records, yeah. So it was this huge, and they kind of killed the industry overnight. Well, it was very rapid. So it went from like this thing, and by the mid 80s, it was all these, because disco was this very, this really well produced, lots of musicians, full, you know, string section, and then the studios were closed, the record labels didn't want to do it. The radios didn't want it anymore, and the rock was like, what are these bands like Poison, or I don't even really know their music, but it's like hair metal, it's like overproduced. What is that guy that Motley Crue, you know?
I know Motley Crue, yes.
It's that kind of stuff. It's like very kind of turned up but over the top, and like, I mean, it's like douchebag. And that's actually what grunge was a reaction against. It was like they hated that.
That's kind of funny because grunge out of the two, I think, sounds more douchebaggy.
Yeah, well, you maybe think of like Creed or whatever, you know.
I kind of.
You like Creed, but
kind of. I mean, it depends.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, earlier stuff.
It did become that, but like Nirvana were completely kind of trashy, throwaway, angry. I guess they had some kind of message or whatever.
I mean, is that punk or is it grunge?
It was called grunge. You know, it's one of those genres where the originators don't want to be called it, like trip hop or whatever. They're like, don't call us that. But they're like, we fucking all know it as that, you know. So, but anyway, but then in Chicago, Techno comes from Detroit.
Yes.
So, which is very close to Chicago. But first in Chicago, there was it was an extension of the disco scene, queer clubbing, gay clubbing. I think I can't speak to the sort of nuance of that. Yeah, it was really, because I know like some gay clubbing in the 80s could be actually quite anti-queer, but I don't think that was the case in Chicago. I think it was very open, and they wanted to like keep that energy alive. And a lot of the like DJs or just the people going there were like, well, it sucks that disco is dead, and we're tired of these old disco records. We want new music. They were poor, or lower income creative people, and they couldn't afford a heavy studio. The record labels weren't paying, so they invented house music as a kind of way of trying to emulate disco with cheap instruments.
Have you watched that documentary? It's on YouTube. It's called I was there when it began or something, and it's a house documentary, and it's so cool. And they kind of speak about like disco and all that shit. But yeah, you should watch it. It's on YouTube.
Yeah. I actually learned all this stuff from a book that I think I still have. It's called Last Night a DJ Saved My Life. Because back when I was your age, like I didn't know any of this shit. I just knew house, and then the book goes through the history of all DJing from the like 60s, and a detailed book which blew my mind.
That's so cool.
And so they and the way they made house music is they buy this second-hand cheap, just save up to buy this equipment into the 808 and the 909. And I think like Larry Heard or some of those early producers, a lot of that was.
He's in that documentary.
Yeah, he's that kind of guy who invented deep house. They were like very musical, and they definitely were using 808s and 909s and various things, and I think 303s. But now this don't know the full history of, but I know I think it was a DJ called DJ Pierre, and he got his hands on a.
You have to watch that documentary.
Yeah, right.
Because they all are in there.
Yeah. Right, so you know the deal, Pierre kind of got his hands on one of these TB303s and then just sat and fucked around with it and made these tracks.
Yeah, they're like, whoa, like the distortion is crazy.
And the filter, which I'll show you now, it was all about this filter, which was meant to be something that just sort of stayed in place, but they were like sort of twisting it around, and that's where acid came from. So. And then this blew up into exported overseas, became rave music, became a kind of global phenomenon.
Can you load your own sort of sounds into the system?
No.
It's just.
So this came out in the late 90s.
Yeah.
The reason I dug it up because I have nostalgia, and I was just trying to make music. It was really hard because software wasn't what it was back then. You couldn't even really. You could have like a little bit of sample time. It was very different. Then I heard this thing and I was, whoa, blew my mind, because what Roland had done is out of that like 10 years of the kind of progression of dance music in rave, including drum and bass and all these other offshoots, they were like, okay, let's capitalize on this. So they made this machine, the small, that although they call it MC303, it really kind of contains everything. The 303, 808s, 909s, Junos, all their stuff. And it's not analog, so it's digital. It's early digital.
Meaning?
So analog is when it creates an electric signal that then gets converted into sound, which is how microphones work. Like a microphone, you speak into it, it creates an electric signal that represents the voice, and well, now it's getting converted to digital, but you know, if I put it through an analog mixer, it would just be electric. There'd be no zeros and ones anywhere. And the first synthesizers, including the TB303, were all analog. There was just circuitry in there. And this is digital. This is everything now is digital. But this was digital. And so the sounds aren't as good. Some of them kind of hold up, a lot of them don't. And in actual fact... Is
this just for your model, or is this just...
This is in general. Oh, okay. This actually sounds pretty terrible. I won't lie. You know, it's like nostalgia. You know, I'm just going to want to go and try and find out.
What's this for?
Oh, okay. So I'm now finding the way it works, but this is how the 303 kind of works. Is it's a step sequencer. So you sequence the pattern along. This represents
beats.
A bar. Yeah. These are the beats. 1, 5, 9, 13, and these are the quarter notes. And then and that's how you program 303s, 808s, and 909. So they converted that into this. So it plays a loop, and sometimes it's more than one bar. It can be like 16 bars or whatever. But it's programmed through here. I can't remember how I used to program this thing. I can't even remember, and I don't want to do it now because I don't even know how many times I can press this play button before it never plays again. So I'll show you. So what I'm doing now is these are the patches, they're pre-programmed patches. I'm just going to play one as a starting point.
So for this, for example, like in electronic music, whatever, it would be like the count, right? So if I need it would be like the one.
Yeah, and in fact, FL Studio still kind of works this way.
Yeah.
You see it. It's like it also works with this. It's sort of something that has persisted. The if I can get this thing to start, and the whole point of this. You see, this is. It's literally. Yeah, come on, don't.
What?
That gives you a tap.
Oh, there we go.
That might be the last one ever. So anyway, let me find the. Okay, let's take. Right. So it's.
Oh my gosh! Okay.
So this is like the first patch or whatever. But in the late 90s when I heard this, I was like, oh my god, this is what I've been looking for my whole life.
Yeah.
Which is now.
Oh my gosh, I'm so.
So the way it works, and a lot of group machines work this way. So there you can see it's scaling through its patterns, but it's got 8 parts, and that will be the drums. I'm actually going to mute all the parts now.
Yeah.
Drums go out.
Hi-hats.
That's actually, it's not, we'll go to that now, I'll show you that now. That's probably the bass. That's some other thing. Now nothing. So let's go to the drums. It's quite fast. This shows the tempo, 142.
Where does it show? Oh, okay.
Yeah, tempo. You got the tempo, pattern set. I can't remember what pattern set is. But those do the songs. There's the tone. I'll show you that now. So then there's like a separate thing for all the drums. And these are like literally sampled from it. This I think still holds up today.
Yeah, definitely.
Like the kick drum, the Roland. I mean, they made the 909. And
can this go? Like, can you change the pitch of this?
The snare. It's got quite a swing. Yeah, so then you see this is history because probably this is the tone. Wait, so the part select is where you do it now. See 909.
Yeah.
There's your 808. they even had jungle back then, but it's so not like
It sounds like the beginning of like a Gabba song if it was much.
There are some really heavy kick drums in here.
I like heavy. I like it like there we go. That's there we go. I like this one because it kind of sounds like it echoes. It kind of sounds like it's got that what's it, flange.
I think those things, the sort of it's just really distorted. Back to
I like the 808. I like that.
Yeah. So then you could say change the. Oh right, that's a. So I'm just gonna play them on their own because we're recording this, so you never know. What did I do?
That should be.
Oh, it's the snare drum.
And then what's this?
Oh, okay. So we'll get to these when we I find it helps to leave the kick on, and then we can go to the bass line. So now I've selected the bass line. And this is what I was saying, the most sort of biggest like innovation with I think Roland was responsible, was this cut-off resonance thing that's just everywhere still to this day. And
okay.
Yeah. So it basically I could show you as on the EQ what it is, but the cut-off, it just sweeps. It's just a low-pass filter that sweeps through the sound, but the resonance boosts the top frequency. So that's how you get that sort of sound.
Yeah.
This is where you can hear it's
the acid, the bubbliness.
Yeah, but also that it's digital, because it like an actual 303, if you kind of get it right, when you bring the filter up, it's like really, it has a much wider range when it's an analog sound. Like this kind of peters out over there. It doesn't really get to that quite high pitched squeal. Yeah. And then you can also that's the that would be another sound. Same thing.
And would I at any point have to touch?
No, I think there's probably something. I think it'll just play an arpeggiator.
It's like a piano type thing.
Yeah.
That sounds so 90s.
So, I mean, at the time when this came out, this was like, wow, it's got like 8 different channels. You know, this was what today is like the most, Pretty Loops can do this times 100.
And then
on
here,
a cheap laptop. I think that would probably be Tempo. This doesn't work so well. It's Attack and Decay. This is like the early 303 that would make a big difference. It's sort of it affects the length of the waveform, but it's because it's not analog. There's not much really sort of change in terms of the waveform.
Yeah. And then what else can we play around with? Can I just like sort these buttons?
Try those. So that's the mutes things, and then this selects it so that you can. Like, so if you want this, say 4 is that sound, so you can, and then you can also change the tone.
Okay. So let's hear first, and then let's try Yeah, those will now mute the
patterns, so there's all these patterns, and you can sit with this. I can remember just sitting, like, people were going off to one of these mother raves, and I was just like, just sitting with this.
That's amazing.
Can I make a suggestion just quickly, for the sake of just grab all the sounds on their own.
Okay, yeah.
Because they need, yeah. So I can extract loops.
Oh wait, no, I kind of like that. I use that. It's kind of trippy. Oh shit.
That is, wow.
Spacey.
It's got a triplet, or like the rhythm is, it's got a, what do you call it? It's got a swing to it, this rhythm.
A swing.
So like a lot of house music has like a swing, like it doesn't have this strict sort of 16 bar, like every beat is on the note. It sort of swings slightly off and it creates that swinging sound.
Have you seen that Instagram page or whatever? They speak about like the background things of just electronic music. I think they were speaking about this the other day with house music, and they were like, they left that in so that it has more of a human touch, like a humanly feel.
I think so, yeah. But it's deep house. You hear it all the time, especially like the old deep house. That it was never just like a, you know, the things are swinging, or they basically play in like triplets. Every like, it sort of plays to a 16 bar, but it has these triplets in between. So this has that, but it's sort of a lot of the kind of more trancey techno stuff doesn't do as much of that.
Kind of like overlap. See, I put that like at the beginning or the end of the song. I like that one. Sure. It's like these sounds. Can you explain what this is? If you have like the terminology, like, you know when something sounds like it's underwater.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's probably just a filter.
What filter is it though?
A low pass filter. There's ways to, maybe it has like some phasing on it. So this sound of underwater is like lower frequencies will get through, and it would have a phasing sound. There's a whole thing about how sound travels through water. I can't remember now. It's sort of more, it's a denser medium, so it sounds like sort of lower in pitch. But I mean, generally there's always an underwater setting in most of the filters and things.
I like this one.
A lot of it would be the filter resonances, because that, you know, as various kinds of dance music progressed, you know, you can hear it in Daft Punk's early stuff. A lot of the French, they call it the French touch, the early French house and techno, they just filter like a whole sample, you know, like take a disco loop and then add the filters to that, as opposed to the, and that sort of became an extension of the filter cut-off resonance, which is like something that people use to this day.
Like, I kind of want to try this one. Is it kind of off, or is it?
It's got that swing in it.
Yeah, that's very like. You don't understand how happy I am, though, seriously. Just to be touching this is like, oh my god. It's so sick. And then when you're doing like the filters or whatever, can you isolate them, or is it just going to be for like the whole?
It can be used on one. I think it can even be used on the drums, as far as I know. Jeez, something's wrong with this drum. I think maybe so you just choose where. But try a different pattern. So I'm just going to do it randomly. See where you these machines are kind of designed to work is you would have all these patterns, and then as you're playing live, you'd be like muting things, but you'd also move to different patterns, different parts of the song. These are just like preset patterns. See, this would be maybe a different part of the same sort of track. Skippy thing. I think maybe it's this. There. You see this thing? It's so easy for it to. It sounds like it, but it's not meant to be.
Should I change the
wait, see, it sounds like it's maybe in now.
electro type groove?
Like in reality, it's like going through these sounds, and then like it almost sounds like these early AI music generators, cheesy and
like the typical sort of like generators type of thing. I don't know. It sounds very 90s.
Yeah,
it's
no,
very
it
90s.
was released in the 90s, so and the reality is you wouldn't really be able to. What people did is they would have this, it would be synced to other groove machines, so this would just be doing, say, the bass, and then another machine. Like on its own, it's not powerful enough, even for back then, to be an all-in-one machine. There was something called the Roland MC505 that you could actually, I remember guys taking that to clubs and just playing with that. But this would need to be kind of as an addition. And it was also kind of like I think just like an introduction to like being able to make music without having to have a full studio. That would be, I don't know how to, some of the stuff I either can't remember or it doesn't work anymore.
Oh, is this how you change the? Okay, girl. Okay. Is this how you change the pattern?
Yeah. Well, whatever that's set to when you spin it. So this also like changes tempo.
I'll leave that shit fast. Turn it up. Like 150 at least.
That's very 90s. Think of faster in the 90s as far as I remember.
Really?
The techno was so fast and so hard in the 90s that it sounded like industrial music to me back then.
Yeah. Oh. That's like almost psychedelic.
So very like the origins of psytrance. I actually don't know what the pattern thing does.
Oh, I like that.
Let's do it. I think the pattern thing is if there's different versions or variations. I'm not really sure. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. I know you have to like Well,
like those crazy like that type of thing, like almost like the
like actual
firework type
drum
thing.
pads or like something like this.
Something like this, but like a drum machine.
Yeah.
I saw this one from like the Soviet Union type thing, and I was like, yo, it sounds like it's bone crushing. Like the drums, they are so freaky. But something like that with this, I'll send you the link. It's crazy. I want to do it.
Roland actually still make a lot of these machines, all sorts of variations. They make like they're like retro versions of the 303 and that they're like small. We used to have them in the studios, but they're just exactly the same thing. That's the tempo.
Oh, tempo, and then pattern thingy is this thing.
Next one. That's the actual.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I remember this pattern. I quite liked it. Yeah. It's not even the drums. I think it's probably this.
That's kind of true. Sounds like a fart.
It does. Flatulence.
Oh.
You know, to get that to work, to actually add like an effect, maybe it just doesn't work anymore. It's a good, it's like a classic, whatever that is, Juno sound or whatever. This is the kind of thing you could throw into a track.
That sounds like Matrixy Blade.
It does.
Yeah. I like this one. I want to show you this. Oh shit.
So all of them sound a bit like that because I guess it was a sort of precursor to that 2000s trancey ravey stuff. This is useful. This is a useful thing for production because it's got the snare roll. Oh no, there is no weirds here.
Oh.
I'm just going to do this quickly. I'll tell you why. It's just useful snare rolls or like this.
Yeah.
Or
Oh my gosh.
just useful in production because they have this like a classic sort of thought, you know.
Love.
A good snare roll.
Love.
What I found when I was playing them the other day, I'll quickly show you, is this whole section. So I'm not sure what happens here. I think it gets into more jazzy shit into in the B section.
The way I'm like, I even forgot what the six is, so I'm just like conscious spinning around. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, you see, this is more like
This was
cute.
I think also this like it's not playing it right.
That sounds like it could be South African, like Shangan type things. Like,
Suppose, yeah. This is what they try to be jungle.
I love this.
So yeah, really gets quite. But I think E is good because E is just sort of things on their own that you could then take and use in. Like just
I
this.
love that. I love this. This sounds very modern as well. I've heard a lot of songs that sound like this.
Yeah, it's just like 909s, right? This,
Please.
cut all these up and then just put them out there.
Yeah.
You know, there's all these classic dance sounds, you know?
This sounds like early techno, like from Carl Cox and all those people. Oh, I like that one. I like that one. Yeah, this is good as well. I like the jungle stuff. Yes. Ooh.
I don't really know what the thinking is here. Oh, this is the one that I did that sample thing on.
Really? Oh my gosh! I think for like the last couple of minutes you have to play around. Like let's try doing a thing, like a mix almost.
Okay.
Ooh. So that drum machine sounds like this, and then it was like the bass.
I think this was just they programmed it really well.
Yeah.
The guys who made this set and programmed these made.
Oh my gosh. Oh, which one's that?
50.
Yeah.
I don't quite understand their logic in how they set all of this up. But then this is so old, I can't even, you know, it's literally a teenager when I was playing.
This would be like a dream gift for me. So what's the modern equivalent to something like this? So if someone wanted to buy
Something like this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to turn this off. It's a good question. So the thing is, like I used to, I've got all this gear, I've still got more that's back there.
Mm-hmm.
I just stopped using it. The reason being that it's just like the software got so good, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I don't need this external gear. The software's much better.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to get this mouse to work. And so I just stopped using it. And of course, you have controllers like that thing there that I can just set to be pads. And I mean, it's not connected now, but set connectors to Ableton, and you've essentially got one of these in a different way.
Format, yeah.
And like, I mean, the software is nuts. So I was just fucking around just for fun. I just found some shitty beat loop. I don't know what it was, like yeah, it's just some disco thing.
Mm-hmm.
But as an example, this is like free Surge XT. This is a synth.
Oh my god.
And it's just like.
Yeah.
Like something like this, free, it has, this is all it sounds like. Thousands of sounds. It's got weird ass and shit. And so like, I just stopped wanting to use external gear because you could just get free stuff that sounds amazing, you know?
But I mean, it's more fun. Like to be touching something, I guess.
It is. And also, I mean, I look back on this nostalgically, but I guess also, because now, like, who knows, I mean, in a year's time, this sort of AI thing, it's definitely going to get to a point, probably sooner than later, where you just go,
like
techno, just whatever. You just tell it what to do and it'll make it and it'll sound amazing. And so it's kind of like,
not to out myself.
Yeah.
But when I started making songs, I was like, I wonder what an AI techno song sounds like. So I did dabble a little bit in AI music making. It's not as good, but I think if you want to add stuff onto it, then it's okay. Like it will give you like what you said earlier, the basics, you know, like the very typical sounding type things. But if you want to add on to it, I think it's okay.
Yeah, it is what it is, and this is the start, right? So soon it will just be like, give me Detroit techno mixed with piano and make it Sade singing, and it will do that. And it won't even make a song; it will just be streaming songs like that until you give it a prompt to. And so, with knowing that's coming, I've kind of had this thing of, well, fuck, I want to go back to this tactile sort of stuff because. Doesn't all this is amazing, but at a certain point it's just kind of too amazing. You know what I mean? Like I kind of want to start with these not so great.
It's gonna work for your shit, okay?
Yeah, kind of that. It's just fun, I guess. It may, or maybe nostalgic.
Hey.
I'm trying to play this back.
I want to make a song before I leave, like a 3-4 minute. Long song.
Okay, yeah. Just trying to figure out why this is not playing.
Would something like this need mastering?
Oh yeah, I did need mixing, mastering. It's nice. It's also it's mono. It's the sample rate's very low. It's only 32K. So it's like one can take the sounds, extract them, and then mix them with other things, maybe more modern sounds.
Yeah.
But just quickly to answer your question, I think I'm online. Like, what is, let's see. Box, I'm sure that's got something currently going. This is the newest stuff, sure, that's quite expensive.
12K, 13K.
Yeah, they've got.
And this is like you're working with a laptop. It's got.
No, this would be on its. It would be able to run on its own. So they did all these boutique things. These are really nice. So they're all Roland's classic synth sounds. Let me just do Roland. But I mean, you can see it's fucking expensive to get like 4 of them. It's going to cost 50 grand. Like that's an 808, and I'm sure they've got a 303 somewhere. These boutique. And DJ Roland Boutique.
Sure, if you look on like Takeover or something. I'm sure if we look on Gumtree, there's someone with a TV.
That's more, yeah, it'll cost you like 70,000 rand.
I think it might be quite cheap because I mean, with all technology, people like there's no use for this. Like,
if you can get a person who doesn't know, but its actual value is very high because of its
history.
Its history. I remember watching they get that show. I think it's where they go and they like bid on old storage wars.
I loved storage.
And in one they had like an 808 and a 909 and 303, and she cleaned up, because they just sell that shit. They're not trying to make techno or whatever, and she made so much money.
Storage Wars is like my dad's favorite show. Like that thing played all the time.
Yeah, there you go, 303. And that's exactly what it was, like 12 grand or something. It's a little bit smaller.
It's very small.
But this is what you can see. It's a bit similar, but this would give you the actual.
You do have this online.
Yeah,
like you can. I think
there's 600 versions of this.
Like there's a game almost, and then you can like just play around with it.
Yeah, there's I mean, back in 20 years ago, they had 303 emulators that were believable, But I'm sure there's like the sampling ones are quite cool. That sample Groovebox, because there you can just throw any sound into it, and then these Roland 4, they're very hip hop-ish, but I reckon you could do a lot of cool things with them. Yeah, but to be honest, the best thing is Ableton, and then something like this is an addition.
Yeah. And
like you get one of these, it costs. I don't know. That someone gave that to me. It's like cheap. Super cheap.
What is this?
It's just a controller.
Launch key, maybe.
But yeah, I do miss these groove machines. I used to do live stuff, and I never liked bringing a laptop. Just give me like a sampler, effects thing, They were so robust, like the Roland stuff. I mean, I had this sampler I used to take around, and it got rained on. Just got rained on. I was like, fuck, I just turned it off, left it for 8 hours, turned it on, just kept working.
Yeah.
Fine, you know.
But it would be so cool, like if something like water really distorted it even more. So it would be like you're like really, really fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's also something people do. They modified 303.
A modified 303.
So they sit and they're like, oh Jesus!
Oh my
Trust
god!
the internet to show me guns, eh?
Yo.
People are really gun fucking crazy. Okay. Modifying this no. Oh, then look at this. You know, like the people, you could do that with the analog stuff. Digital is like if it breaks, it breaks. It's like a little computer. You know?
But I mean, like if you've got the application or the software with the real-time thing, you don't even really need this to work, would you?
No.
Yeah.
The software would be fine. Yeah, that's good. Like, I mean, I've been thinking of doing some live stuff again, but
you should.
I wouldn't take this with me. I'd sample these sounds and then pull it into my sampler.
Would you ever use something like this to make like noise type music? Would it ever be like stretched out that far? Like, can you push it that far? Or it's just making noise?
Yeah, of course, because basically you just do anything with digital audio. Yeah, I'll show you. We can do it now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you mean like just found a solo sound and so
yeah, something like that.
a waveform. Yeah, waveforms are
Oh, it looks like the city. That's so cool.
I never thought of that. I've been looking at these things for so long, they just look like waveforms. But they do, they have this is just a visual representation of it.
That with the type.
Sure. See if I've got it going. It's slightly off. Okay, I think it's here. I'm gonna get to you. Okay, doesn't matter because it's gonna be noise. So noise is just. I think that the trick to noise is you just push everything to the extreme, see what you find, and then match it to like a feeling, because noise music and sound art is generally like it has something quite specific to say often, you know, as opposed to like rave music, which is like, yeah, it's cool, we can dance to it, you know.
I went to a noise show I think like 3 or 2 weeks ago. That was really cool. I'll send you the guy's profile.
Yeah, what's his name?
It's on, like, I got a sticker. So it's we did this. So we did this records. So it was supposed to be a punk noise and lo-fi night. But they only had the noise going. I think there was like a problem with the owner, and he was like, no punk allowed, which is very punk actually.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it just ended up not happening. But these guys are really, really cool. Where am I going? And they're having a show at Smoking Kills on they're going on tour, so from the 17th of May. So this is
Attack.
Yeah. So this was the event. It was really, really cool.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, you should go.
Isadora Dustmite. Jeez, I haven't heard that name in so long. I like noise music, but I also.
My younger sibling listens to noise quite frequently. I've never been to a noise event, so I was like, okay, let's go. So I took them, and it was a nice experience. I didn't know that South Africa had stuff like that to begin with.
Yeah, there's some of it. Yeah, there's what's his name, Andre.
Yeah.
He's a noise artist in a sense. I mean, he's just wild shit.
He's so sick. I saw him here at Smoking Kills for the same event that I'm gonna play at, and he blew my mind. I still have the recordings on my phone. I was just like in awe. I was like, what the fuck, this guy? Yeah. I want to book him someday, seriously, and I will. This is on camera. I will.
Yeah. So there's plenty of noise stuff, and then there's the crossover to sound art, and that can be. Like I like to have maybe an alternative space to listen to it where you can sit and listen or But yeah, I remember I used to teach at Wits like digital music, and they had like a 5-day noise festival.
Shit.
Like multiple.
When was it?
Like in 2005 or something.
Yo, wow.
Like crazy shit. Just a lot of noise that you just sit and listen to it, but like people like machines that people were like using really well. I mean, at the end of it, it was a struggle, you know, because noises challenges your brain. But I really liked it. I like the intersection of like say something very cheesy and popular and suddenly very experimental. So like, because it's like say a lot of dance music is noise, but then it's delivered in this format that's like dancey and catchy. And that's kind of like what industrial artists were doing in the 90s. They were super noisy, but they were like at the top of the charts on, you know.
Because it still had a groove.
Yeah, and it had lyrics and melody and stuff. But by the same token, yeah, I suppose that's where I fit, because people who love noise, you go, oh, I used to kind of like 9 Inch Nails, and be like, oh, that's the worst.
Not 9 Inch Nails. There's, I think it's called Show Me the Body. Oh, I forgot. Body Betrays Itself. This chick is so sick, and she uses like this sheet metal, like literally like just metal, like scrap metal, and she does insane things. Do I even have data to show you? Wait, hold up. You know, I gotta get home. Body Betrays Itself is one of the songs, and it was this really dope performance, but I can't remember the artist's name. But let me just search Body Betrays Itself. Pharmacon. Check her out. She's sick. Maybe I can play something real quick. It's not even there. I ain't got Spotify, so it's not gonna play. But anyway, I'll send you. Let me just send it to you now. What's this?
No, I wanted to try to play some stuff, but to get back to this, so that you actually get something. Yeah, go for it. Like play a track.
Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. I'm so nervous. No, I'm not. Okay, start. What I do?
Oh, it's actually already playing. Go back all the way to like the A's. These are my brother's patterns that he made.
Oh.
Okay, the needle one I should go to there in a moment. Maybe it's. I know what it is. Like some data doesn't. No, did it stop? Oh no.
Oh no! Good lord.
cycle to get to the. It's very slow.
Where do you feel? We can do
Where
it
do you
together.
feel? Go for it.
It's fine.
So just from where I would maybe start is it's also got that skippy drums thing. And then you kind of build it from there.
Okay, so this is the bass,
Drums.
and then this.
That's
Oh,
nothing.
that's nothing.
And then that's the bass line. That, I don't know, that's like some other sound. They're all other sounds. They're all kind of just really melody sort of things.
And then this as well. So these things that are blinking are what I can press.
That's right.
And then this is what's going. What is just
Yes,
sitting there.
drums
Okay.
and bass.
That's like the inspiration to like all my sets.
The Matrix.
Matrix, just anything cyber. Because I grew up watching Matrix all the time. Can't hold it in the baby.
The one with Halle Berry. I've never seen it. People apparently like it's the worst movie ever
Sacrilege!
made.
I don't care. I don't give a fuck. That's my movie, okay? I really don't care. I like this one. Oh my gosh, do you know how much that hurts?
No, I mean, I'm not
I know it's
saying
not you because like I've seen this online all the time.
yeah, like it sort of comes up as one of those, and it won all those raspberries.
But they say this because it's not actually Catwoman, like it's not according to the comic. So that's why they're like, don't call it, you know, Catwoman or whatever, but it's a great movie. Yes, it sucks, but it's great.
So it's that kind of early 2000s cyberpunk, Y2K energy aesthetic. What else fits into that? I'm trying to think of what else would be there. Resident Evil. I don't know, I'm just trying to think what I've watched in the movies.
The thing is, like, it wasn't just cyber, it was just like a lot of CGI based things. So, for example, Transformers, I went like I think 2 weeks ago and I was just getting a bunch of sound bits because I think the sound engineering in Transformers is so good. So I've been using Transformers sound bits in like my
the sound design,
yeah,
it's
it's like
incredible.
you know, like that type of
It's
thing.
so fun.
Oh my gosh. And then Jurassic Park also really
It's
sick.
the 90s, but they were like superb at their time now. There's also just a lot of terrible CGI. That was when CGI was like, yeah, you can, you know, just get a computer to it. It was great.
Oh. This one is so funny. You can play on as well.
I would with this and try to get rid of this weird sound. It's like a weird, pretty good.
Oh, that's a nice fart right there. Do you hear that?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get rid of.
Oh no. This is very 90s.
Yeah, it really is. It was what.
Oh, this is quintessential 90s Blade. Like, oh, I love this. is. This is so nostalgic. It's crazy.
Right.
Mate, it's like I can see all the scenes, like the movie scenes in my mind.
Oh, you know, I've also never seen Blade.
Okay, confession. I watched it properly. I sat down, I think like 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
It was so good. Don't watch number 3. It sucks. Just watch.
I don't think I'll watch any of them. You know, like with sometimes you miss something, just leave it like that.
No, you have to. The first and the second. So like, I've got the song, like the club scene song. You know, with like the blood starts pouring on everyone. I want to throw a party like that.
Blade rave.
Yeah, Blade rave.
I've been in a situation that felt like a blade, and I hate it as in like a drum and bass party gone wrong.
Okay, no.
And it's like, yeah.
It sounds like there's a producer called Thomas P. Heckman. He had like another alias that's probably more popular or whatever, but he's like this sounds like something he would produce. Oh, I like that.
This is just interesting programming.
Yeah, please. That's a nice little thing.
That's pretty cool.
Tracks. I've heard of tracks. What's that? Amphetamine? That popular 90s track.
I can't remember. Like, you know, like in the rave, it's pumping. I actually I wasn't the biggest fan of the rave with the hard stuff. I like drum and bass and like Chemical Brothers and Prodigy and all that shit.
I love Prodigy, yeah. Paranoid London.
Are they from that era?
Well, I'm not really sure. I think they started in like late 90s, early 2000s, I think. But I'm not sure, but they make really great massive music.
A lot of those guys came out in the 2000s, and everybody came out. Prodigy came out.
I love Prodigy so much.
Those DJs, Carl Cox, and they were like here all the time.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Crap,
But
I
they
love
had
it.
these huge raids. Like, well, it felt like 20,000 people. I can't really figure out what it is, why all that stopped, you know? I know that the cigarette sponsors stopped sponsoring things, so granted
Yeah, it's
their
all
money ran
alcohol
out.
now.
But I sort of like, I don't get how they got that right, what the economy of, how did you, I suppose it was just so new, people were just going to take these like terrible drugs and rave till 4 in the morning. Do you need to go overseas to experience a rave?
Yeah. London, Berlin. Berlin's like the place right now. Yes, Paris as well.
Berlin has the clubs, right?
Yeah.
Did you like a festival like Sonar is wild because it's in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Spain. Spain's acid producers, crazy. David Miser is a guy that I play quite often, and he's got these 2 tracks. It's called, the one is Machines Are Alive, and the second one is Frequency Traveler. Please play that.
Yeah. I went to Sonar twice. I've just completely changed my life because because it's like 30,000 people, but they do it in, you have sonar by day, and that's all weird like shits, and then it's in the middle of Barcelona, and then it goes to sonar by night, which is like a fucking warehouse, you know, it's like 70,000 people, warehouse rate. Yeah, it's like save up the money or whatever and do it for yourself. That's fucking expensive, eh? Or
Yeah,
throw a rave yourself.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I was 303 for a reason. I mean, I did the house party already.
Just you need the venue and the people, but the music, you know, it's not the music.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, with 303, it's specifically for BIPOC people, queer people, and stuff like that. And I find, obviously, I just started, so my network of DJs and producers that are black, that are queer, isn't that high. But I also find that, like, in Joburg specifically, they aren't that many to pick from. Unless, like, yeah, and that really kind of sucks. And if they are, then they're in Cape Town.
Really? Predominantly in Cape Town?
I mean, that's what I found, but I'm probably wrong. It's just, yeah, my knowledge of the amount isn't.
It might be more sort of people inspired to do it in Cape Town. It has a bit more of a, I mean, it's very white.
It's very white. It's very white.
I mean, it's just fucking white.
And the thing is, it's also just like the promoters and stuff. So it's like, it kind of really sucks. It really, really sucks. But anyway, we move.
But I think people are sort of inspired. So the white guys, they throw those big parties, it's like 3,000, 4,000.
Yeah.
All the time. And there's a certain culture that I've kind of like forgot that exists. I lived in Cape Town for 11 years, and then there's like people, they wear these like hats with feathers in. It's a whole like scene of people, techno or whatever. I don't like, I know the music, I hear it, I don't know what it's called. But then people are like, who aren't white, inner city, wealthy kids, will go to those places and they're inspired, and then they throw in like smaller kind of club things, you know. And that's also kind of where that, because like in Kailicha you have what's it, Rands. But Rands, like, it is they'll have whatever, you know, on the piano or whatever, but they have like Afro tech.
Yeah.
There's like 3,000 people lighting and everything, and that was like these guys would go to like the sort of inner city and then go to the parties and then get the contacts and then pull it through to Kailicha. So there's like all that shit. It's there. It's not just in the inner city. There's just the inner city stuff is just very predominant and it's wealthy
and it's got the sound systems. It's got like the international appeal. It's just very disappointing. Wait, I kind of fuck with this. This is very gathering. Just add like that vocal whatever thing. You know, like that chipmunk.
I don't know Gabas that well.
Really?
No, for a long time that was like, I mean, there was this like the extremes of electronic music that was so out there, you know. I mean, have you seen like Gabba parties in
I love
the
them.
scene? It's like often the dodgiest kind of characters.
You see, the thing is, I like dodgy things, so
Yeah.
I like the appeal of an
Like
underground
Euro
event.
trash.
Like yeah, like tunnels and
Me
bridges.
too. That's what I actually loved about being in UK, is because I was poor and I didn't even live with English people, like people from Poland and Italy, and we've got, and there they have proper like, still have them like parties where there's no, it's legal, there's no safety, there's nothing. They just take over some shitty old warehouse and there's these squatters and they set up sound systems and there's drugs everywhere. It was like so trashy but so intense as well, you know. And just this thunder and rain music.
That's what it should be like.
Very unsafe.
Yeah.
Really unsafe.
Yep.
Like as a woman, no one to protect you in this whole space. Like I had a bad ketamine trip. Like I didn't even know someone like snorted this and that. I was like having complete, I don't know what was happening to me. It's like no ambulance.
Yeah.
It was just like,
I hope you get over
this shit.
I hope you live, bruh. But I feel like, you know what, I've been thinking about this like during this essay, but there's just no way. There's no way, because already the safety is already compromised in this country. Number two, like, it's just, yeah, man, I don't know.
I mean, the equivalent of like a warehouse in the middle of Joburg is people living there already, you know, safety and shit. So it doesn't quite have the same. I mean, I guess that's kind of what like the problem was with a lot of these things. There's these huge parties out, not even necessarily at one of the big clubs, just fucking somewhere with a big sound system, with till 4 in the morning, you know?
I love it. But I mean, it's kind of coming back. I think the point is to set it like it's illegal, but you know that it's not.
Yeah, you just want good security, and also insurance. Train parties is, well, you know, stuff like you hide the sound and something happens to it, then you're liable. All this shit, you know, it's a pain actually. I've seen it from. Well, I've thrown like club parties through my life, and that's easy because it's like, so here's the club, we'll take the drinks, you take the door, fine. But working at Red Bull, you put on these huge parties, and you're like starting a year before. It's just right up to the last day, you're like stressing about every last thing. It's just like, it'll be like a Google Doc with 40 pages of like multiple things and about 40 people. But it's every single part is a moving part that has to work properly, or something is not there and they jump. There's the joke that they just the event is shut down, you know.
But I guess that's for like, okay, what kind of parties do you guys do? But it's more like festivals.
Yeah, there was festival vibes, yeah. Granted, that was a festival.
Yeah, like festivals I get, but like a party you can get away with.
Yeah. You just get a very fastidious, if you're not a fastidious person, get someone like that on your side. You go through everything, and you have to see, like, you've got to get the application in, and then you do then the other stuff can happen. But just someone who does that shit that you might not think of, you know, like, because there's going to be those sort of, for a big party, you know, like where you're hiring a space and getting in sound. And also someone to technically bankroll you the money that you'll need for all the expenses.
It's so expensive. It's really expensive. And it's like stupid things that you would have never thought of. It's so weird. Like with the house party, my biggest expense was alcohol, obviously. But the thing is, it's like, it's so easy to get an alcohol sponsor in this country, but I don't want my party specifically to revolve around alcohol, so I'd rather get a sponsor like Yamaha or something like that, and then throw it in a place that already has alcohol. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just the alcohol guys that anyone's pay because it's their battleground, you know, so they're trying to put people in, you know.
And I think that sort of killed, I mean, that's aided South Africa being groove central instead of being like hardcore, whatever. We don't take drugs like that in this country. Well, like overall.
Yeah, it's very hard drinking. Well, it's hard drinking, but like hard drinking can be wild parties as well. But and this is like 10 years now of this thing of stature and your alcohol you're drinking being this kind of the importance that you have, like, and not just like whether you have the money or you don't. You know, you've got you like rent a bottle and these places where I fucking hate modern clubbing like that where there's just
called pop bottles.
Yeah, like popping bottles, because there's no space. There's like, even when the groove starts, you like these chairs and tables in front of everybody, and it's not
And And also just like sitting down on the dance floor. I hate couches and chairs and stuff on the dance floor. I'm sorry. Like if you want to sit, go outside.
It's boring.
Go outside, girl. That changing
It's nice to have decent alcohol as opposed to the shitty stuff.
I mean, shitty stuff makes people humble. Like, it makes people experience the atmosphere more.
Yeah, I mean, it was a shit if it's Hennessy or...
Literally, I think people just
want
to get like sloshed.
And they just put mixer in it anyway, you know? It's like Hennessy and Coke or...
Isn't that like a thing though, like brown liquor and Coke in general?
Yeah, but with the more expensive stuff you meant, you know, it's like expensive, so you need to savor it. You know? Well, if you're putting Coke in it, it might as well be clipped off. Actually, people are in drugs that group because they drink energy drinks, and alcohol is drugs.
And they smoke weed as well.
It's not
So
weed,
it's like
it's
it's more like mellow type things or slower. I mean, not say mellow, like slower in your brain.
I think it's quite high because if you've got all that caffeine and taurine pumping through you, and like some alcohol can have that euphoric. That's how people that like to like 5 in the morning going, you know, large amounts of booze and energy drinks.
I don't like drinking anymore. Like I stopped a month ago probably because of that reason. I got fucked. Like I got so drunk and I was like, being drunk doesn't feel good. This is not a drug endorsement statement, but drugs, like the come down feels better than alcohol, just like sort of sitting in the corner.
Clearly you haven't taken pills and dodgy MDMA before.
Okay, listen, with Molly's cute. I like Molly. She's a cute girl. But nothing, actually. Nothing.
Like, I think pure MDMA can be very gentle and you have that like like the culture of taking pills, which I think were like probably 20% MDMA and speed and other shit.
Yeah,
We had these terrible come downs, like suicidal, particularly in the middle of the week. And it would, I know it wasn't just me, because everyone else that was there, it was to be highly did now, I'm really not, I can't.
But I feel like it's taking it in moderation though, that's the thing. So like if you take it in moderation, the come down isn't so bad. You know, like, and especially you gotta know what you're taking. So if it's money, you know that okay, like I'm gonna be depressed for the next couple of months, maybe. You know, so to be taking like MD every weekend,
No,
like,
you mustn't do that.
you shouldn't, because then you'll literally like kill yourself.
You're actually just depression. Only they told us that in the 90s.
And they were like,
Well, they did cut into us. They said, don't do that.
Gotta pace yourself, you know? Like, you can take more, you can't even take less. I'm a very responsible drug taker.
Yeah, I think that's the way it is. The thing about the way drugs being taken still to this day is they go, all drugs are terrible, you'll die, you'll kill yourself, so they completely demonize it.
Yeah.
Then you're a person young, you've got issues maybe,